Ruby, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm excited to have you here today.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, I just can't believe it. Okay, so you're super gorgeous. I just have to say that.
Oh, stop.
And you've been doing pinup modeling, and you've made quite a name for yourself. And I think you have a lot of additional talents other than being gorgeous.
Do what I can.
Well, okay, so I know that you've done some really great shots. You've done beautiful sort of film noir, which was just my favorite, and I love it. And what was the name of the photographer that you did that with?
That is Mike Basso.
Cool.
Mike Basso. Yeah, he's really fun to work with, and pretty much I just show up and I come up with these crazy ideas, and he's just like, okay, we're gonna run with it. We're gonna see, because he knows that something cool is about to come out of my brain, and so he's like, just go for it. And I'm just like, hold on, and like my brain never turns off, and I'm like constantly looking at the set and like, what can I do different that other people haven't done? Like, how can I use this prop a little differently, or what can I do that I haven't seen, or something like that. And he's just like, just go with it. And I'm like, I'm just gonna do stuff and you just shoot. Like, it's just
well,
but yeah, it's super fun.
It's gorgeous, and I love the one that you did with the noir. And I also saw that you guys did some sort of pin-up-y cowgirl type shots as well. That was fun.
That was like inspired like a Beverly Hillbillies kind of thing, because I like kind of the tomboy kind of thing too, because I like to switch it up. I don't like to do the same thing all the time.
Totally, yeah, it's more
so
fun.
So yeah, that was just fun, and he was poor Mike was scared to death every time I show up for a shoot. I have some kind of weapon on me. And he's just like, what is it this time? I'm like, it's just a slingshot. You'll be okay.
That's why she has the name Ruby Rotten.
That's the rotten part, exactly. That's the rotten part. Gotta keep them on their toes.
She seems so nice, but you just never know.
That's right. I could pull out a switchblade. Like, who knows? I mean, gotta keep them on their toes.
Well, I know Mike has featured a lot of pinup. Like, that's his specialty.
Yes.
Now, this is a field that is different from other types of modeling and other types of hair and other types of fashion. It's its own thing, and it's really a specialty that you have to learn, and including, I think, even the poses in pinup. I mean, you're an amazing pinup model, I would say. So how did you learn how to do the pinup look?
It's kind of, for me, I feel like it kind of came natural, because it was kind of always something I had an interest in anyway. But I always kind of, zeroed in on, what their body was doing, what their hands were doing, what their face was doing. And all of it is so exaggerated and kind of a caricature at the same time, because like when you make those, the facial expressions, like that they have to be a little bit bigger, because you're like, like, did I just get stuck on something? No, I planted that there, but I don't want you to know that. So it's all just so much more exaggerated, but also you just have to have this awareness of what your body is doing. But I've always just kind of felt so comfortable in it anyway. So it just kind of came a little bit easy, I guess.
Oh, that's amazing. The actual poses themselves are a thing that people teach, like how to pose like a pinup model. So when did you first start doing pinup style?
When I really started doing it more actively was really just a few years ago. I did a pinup contest in Detroit, Michigan, because I'm from Michigan.
Oh, cool.
And I had not done one before, and my uncle had told me about it. He's like, you should do it. And I'm like, okay. And I show up ready to do this, and there were 50 other girls, and I'd never done one before. And I didn't win, but that's totally okay, because I got so much more out of it than I expected. I met all these cool people and made all these cool friends, and that's really kind of where it started, turning for me is, I started doing it more because I knew other people who were into it too. So it just kind of went from there, and that was just, I think 2015 maybe was when I went and did that.
Wow,
so it hasn't been very long, but it had always been something that was an interest to me. And
were you already blonde when you went to that too?
I was blonde then. Yeah, I've been blonde for a little while now. I used to keep it dark, but I was like, let's change it up. And,
it looks great.
But I like it. It works.
It totally works. It totally goes with the style and everything.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And so were you into vintage stuff before that as well?
Oh, yeah. My whole life I'd always had, just like an affinity for for all of those things. And, you know, I loved collecting the dresses or, you know, anything vintage, even though I didn't know what to do with it yet, you know, and I would spend my spare time at the antique mall just walking around because it's like a museum where you can touch things. And I have bad self-control. So it's just kind of, you know, it was always there. I just didn't really know of an outlet, you know, just yet.
Well, that's really cool that you tapped into it, and I mean, you guys should definitely go check her out. You can see most of your work is on Instagram.
There's a lot on there. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully pretty soon I'm gonna have a website up so I can start selling some prints and stuff like that. So
definitely you should. Yeah, so it's Miss Ruby Rotten, right?
Yep.
That's your Instagram, Miss Ruby Rotten.
Yep.
And you also recently did a big shoot that was kind of like a Mad Max pinup.
Yeah, that was
think.
kind of almost impromptu. Because one of my friends who actually ended up moving out here as well, she does a lot of that wasteland stuff. And I'm just like, I'm into that too. I'm into everything, you know, and that's another part of me, you know. So, and it was so close to where I live, and I'm just like, I'm going. I don't know what I'm going to wear yet, but I'll figure it out, and threw something together and showed up, and one of my photographer friends was there, and I met a bunch of other people too. I mean, it's just, you got to break out of the box once in a while, you know?
Yeah, well,
so, and that was, you know, it was super fun.
That's so cool. It looked amazing. It had like these giant cars, like these monster trucks, like But they weren't just monster trucks. They were
they were like
monster
wasteland Mad Max style, you know. And I created a new word.
Yeah.
Because I love rat rods. Okay.
Yeah.
But those things are like rat rods on steroids.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've deemed them roid rods because I don't know what else to call them because these things are so cool. And I'm just like, please let me climb all over these.
So
like,
amazing.
yes, I can't keep my cool. I'm like, I just want to climb all over those. It's just fun. It's just so fun.
Well, on that note, we actually have to take a quick break.
Okay.
But we will be right back with Miss Ruby Rotten. You're watching my interview with Miss Ruby Rotten. Click here to continue.